Okay, it's almost, let's see, where are we? It's almost 2 o'clock. We'll give it another second before we begin. Just to let everybody know, we will be working on a workbook, a document. And so if you go into the chat, if you don't already have it from what we emailed, your confirmation for the meeting, if you forgot it or whatever, it's in the chat as well, so you can get it there. And then also, please don't hesitate to ask questions in the chat. I'll try to stop every once in a while and check in on that. And the other thing that I'll do is also have save a little bit of time at the end so that we can do that as well. Okay. All right. So I think let me just double check, make sure we've let everybody in. All right. Okay. So what I want to do is, first of all, welcome everybody and say how happy I am to see everyone here. And also just really thank you for your time because I know as a business owner myself, one of the most important assets I have is my time. And so I will truly value yours. And I can guarantee you that when you leave here, you will have more information and more value that you got than before. So that's my goal here. So today, this is our second seminar of the year this year. I do one every month. Our first seminar was actually, I'll go to this slide, the next slide. Our first seminar was our overall planning for your marketing budget for the year. So to plan on what should your budget be for the year? Where should your focus be? And so what we use, and I've been using for years, is called the accelerated growth model. And the idea here is first we need to drive leads to you. And we're going to do that through organic SEO, paid search, using your database, what you have as history. What is your emails, your texts? Who are the people that you've already dealt with that we can reach out to again? Then once we get those leads, we need to convert them, right? We need to turn them into customers. We're going to do that with a website that converts, by showing our reputation, and by using automation, right? And then once we have that, we want to make sure we're optimizing our results. We want to make sure that we're spending our money in the right place. So we talked last time about what should your total spend be? How do we calculate our average cost per lead? And then how do we calculate our return on investment? So we want to make sure that we're educated in all of these. So this kind of does the same thing, right? We have drive leads, customize, optimize, and then the three things that we need to do for each. And there's a little bit more of an explanation here. So you're welcome to these slides. This whole thing will be on a recording on YouTube with the slides and the workbook that you can always refer back to. But our focus here, is on this one today. And we will talk about all of these over the year, month by month. But today, our focus is, we're going to talk about maximize conversion using your website. So just to give you a little background on Remodelers Marketing Crew and what we do work with creating lead generating websites. We also work on optimizing your SEO or search engine optimization. We can provide pay-per-click funnel ads. We could optimize your Google map profile, which is hugely a big part of getting your leads to convert. Use social media, reputation management, and marketing automation, which can really help in your converting as well. So we'll talk a little bit about all of these. And you can always go to our website to look more in detail about what we do. So just a little bit of kind of housekeeping. And I'll tell you about in a few minutes, but I also was a college professor for years. So believe me, this is important to me. I always say to my students, right, if you came to class, you're here, you might as well learn something. Take it some seriously, right? Turn off your cell phone, your Facebook, really just focus on this. I'll try to keep it under an hour. Generally we do. And if it goes over that, it's really because of questions and answers. So that's up to you to stay or leave. But if you're really serious about really doubling or tripling your leads so that you can grow your remodeling business, then let's at least try to, it should be more like 60 minutes, but let's focus on that. So why should you spend 60 minutes listening to me? Well, I've had 10 years plus now of experience in the remodeling industry. We've helped more than 50 businesses increase their revenue. I'm the author of Stop Wasting Your Money, the Remodeler's No BS Guide to Digital Marketing that actually works. It should be out late spring, so keep in touch, stay on our mailing list, and we'll get you that. I've spoken many industry events, widely accepted as a premier expert in the internet marketing for remodeling, specifically in that industry. I've worked with remodeling businesses all over the United States. Don't think we have one in every state, but we're getting close. We even have one in Alaska. So I don't think we have anything in Hawaii yet. So we'll have to keep working on that. Another kind of unique, besides the fact that we are a internet marketing business just for remodeling, which is part of our uniqueness, but even more is that myself as an owner, I have a DBA, a doctorate in business administration, and I've taught finance, marketing, and entrepreneurship for years. I was the director of the Center of Entrepreneurship at my university. And why is this important? Well, this is kind of how the business grew. When I was director here, we took teams of students out, and we were matched up with the Small Business Administration, matched us up, with different small businesses that were looking for help. And almost, I would say at least 90% of the time, they needed some help with their digital marketing, which we did. But then I would follow up after the semester was over, because this was a college course, and they were like, we're lost on this digital marketing. We don't know what to do. So I started helping them. And that's how business was born. But at that point, it was all sorts of small businesses. And as we kind of grew and started to look at each other, look at ourselves, we said, what should we focus on? What are we good at? And we realized it was pretty obvious. We were really good at working with general contractors, remodelers, deck builders, home builders, custom home builders. That was our niche. So that's where we decided to get into this. We've worked, as I said, with dozens of remodeling companies, deck builders all over the country. All of these, everybody here, we'll talk about today, and there's more. This is the team, and actually, as I look at this, we are even bigger than that now. And so when I talk, I'm not talking about statistics I looked up or things I've read out of a book. This is experience, 10 years of experience growing from literally me helping a few small business owners to an entire team. We have a SEO team. I think we're up to 7 now. The web development team, a content writing team, an ads team, and all of us work together and our goal is to triple the sales of 1,000, remodeling companies. We're getting close to the 100 now. So that is our goal. So what's the problem, right? The problem is most of you are making at least some kind of investment in marketing. We're thinking about it, right? So, and it's a big investment, right? You've got to say, okay, I'm going to take 5%, 10% of my revenue, and I'm going to put it into marketing. And we'll also talk about in another session more about getting traffic. Here, we're going to kind of assume our focus here is you're getting some traffic, but you're not getting enough leads. So they're coming to your website. We're getting some people there, and we'll talk a little bit about getting you there, getting some traffic too. But that will be another focus of one of our other webinars. But here we're saying, okay, but we're not getting enough leads. And so therefore, you're getting a low return on your investment because you're spending a lot of money on this website, but you're not getting enough leads. And I hear that all the time when I talk to people. It's like, I tried that. I tried a website. It didn't work, right? Because it wasn't a converting website. So it was more just like an electronic business card. So what you don't want is idle workers and empty schedules. None of us want that, believe me, right? So we have marketing strategies, but we're frustrated. The fail is we're not getting enough leads for the investment. So we can't grow, okay? So what we need is great sites that are built to convert. So I actually put our site up here because it does have the characteristics that you'll see on a lot of our other sites, right? Here, I got an introductory video if you're clicking here. So it's going to have me talking to you. What do we do? Why should you be with us? You're going to see, and I'm going to talk a lot about that, being real and authentic and really talking to your avatar, your potential client, your customer. And then we've got all of the links to find more information about us, Facebook, LinkedIn, so forth, all there. We've got an offer for a discount, right? And we've all said, hey, you want to grow my company? Like, book a strategy session, call us, all of our systems here, join us, result blogs. How about just a checklist? Let's go down there. And if you went further down, you'd see there's free audits offered and so forth. So we're trying to engage with our client, talk about it right here. Are you tired of getting remodeling leads with no results? Right? It's exactly what most of you are talking about right now. So that's what we're talking about, really focusing on who your potential client is, getting their trust so that they click on one of these. Okay. So consistently, what we want to do is consistently convert visitors to the website into callers and leads. Okay. We want you to have a full schedule. Once you have that, you're going to gain momentum and you're going to have consistent growth. You're not going to be worried about hiring that next person because of the fact that you're worried that you won't be able to keep them busy and that you're going to lose them. Or you bought this new piece of equipment and you can't pay for it with the financing, right? You're not going to worry about that because you're going to be really you're going to be know that I have this consistent growth because I built this website that's doing that for me. And so what do we call success, right? Your calendar is full, your phones are ringing, the projects are pouring in, and you're on your way. You know where you're heading. Okay? So the key thing about a website is it's your hub. Like a lot of people say, well, I have a Facebook, or I do some Google ads. It's mostly referrals, things like that. Well, you get a referral, which is the best kind of lead you can get, right? They probably might likely go look at your website. And if it doesn't look professional, trustworthy, authentic, even if it's a referral, they may turn away. And most of us should be able to close a referral at 80 to 90%, right? So, but the website makes a difference. And what if it's not a referral, right? It's a cold lead that's coming in. And they look at it and they compare, and there's a bunch of other websites, and yours just doesn't look professional. They're not going to click to call you. And there's so many other choices out there. So it's really the base of everything to make sure that that website is there, showing what you want to show. So why is conversion so important? Let's look at a couple of scenarios. Same company, right? Both getting 500 visitors per month. They're clicking on, they're getting to your website. One company is only closing 5%, the other's 15%. If you're only closing 5%, that would be 25 leads or calls. So if you convert out of those, right, those are people that called you, but 25% of those are actually turned into jobs. That's 6.25, a little over 6 jobs at 25,000 a piece. That would give you a little over 150,000 in revenue. Let's say you could increase that conversion to 15%. So 5 is about the average of what most websites do. We can increase it to 15%. That would be 75 calls, staying the same conversion. So you only still convert 25% of them. That'd be almost 19 booked jobs every month at 25,000 a piece. We're getting close to 500,000 in revenue. So it's triple the leads and triple the revenue, right? That's why conversion is important, right? You got a website, you got people coming, but one's only converting 5%, one's converting 15%. Huge difference. Can conversion optimization really have an impact? I actually just got off with Ken a little while ago. This is what his website used to look like. This is what it looks like now. And it wasn't even that horrible of a website before, but it just looks much classier. We now have, you're going to see as we show, I probably should have put Ken's up, but you can go to see, you have the name of the company right here. And you're going to see this process. We've been doing this for years. We have a process that works. It drives traffic to the website to begin with and then converts. So yes, it can be done. This is some of the results from another website that we've done. This shows you over the year how many calls they got every single week. So you see, on average, it's like 7, 8 calls a week. So over 1 or 2 a day that they're getting. This was in a month. They got 61 leads. Now they spent all of the fees they paid to us, plus they did do a little bit in pay-per-click. I think that was about a third or a little more of this was pay-per-click. Worked out to $61 per lead to get the 61 leads, and you see where the calls are coming in. Okay, so yes, we can get these results. So why is getting your website to convert important to you? Right? That's what we're going to talk about today. All right. So first thing is that workbook. So what I want you to do is click either the link in the chat or the link here. And when you get to the workbook, I'll just show you what you want to do is you want to make a copy. Okay. Go to copy here. Okay, you want to make a copy because now you have your own copy and you can keep track and you can take notes in here. So that's one of the reasons we put it here. So one of the biggest things, well, we're going to tell you again what you do, but it's going to let you click off, check off here. are we doing this well? Are we doing this well? Are we doing this well? As we talk through the webinar, you'll see all the things that we talk about. And then at the end, you can look and say, okay, the ones I don't have checks on, I'm not doing well. What can I do then to improve that? Here's some more of the checks lists that we could do. Some of the websites I'm going to talk about. Here's links that you can go to look at them. Some of the landing pages that we have developed for these websites are here. Here are some of the basics that you should do and your primary KPI. Does your website convert at 25% or higher? So that's when you finally, if you've done everything here and all of these are checked off, you should be getting that right. So, and then next step that you might want to do, and we'll talk about this at the end in a little bit for, is you might want to schedule a lead flow acceleration meeting with us where we can go over things. And we'll talk a little bit more. Okay. All right, so I want this to be really useful to you. So we'll probably spend a little bit more time than the rest of them on this slide. Okay, these are the 12 critical elements that you need to enhance your website. One of the key ones, and we're going to show examples of this after, I'm going to just go through them here, but speak to your target avatar, okay? What are their fears and frustrations? And I'm going to show you some of the fears, frustrations, goals that we've found that remodeling clients are looking for. And then also convince them, why should they choose you? So we'll talk about the messaging that you should use. Once you understand who they are, what is the messaging you should use? Be real and authentic. Use images of your team. It's one of the most frustrating things that I can't get people to do that often, but you really want to do it. And I'll show you some examples of people that are doing it right. Use video and multimedia. So that welcome video, look at the one on my site if you want an example. We have a few others, but I know people are reluctant. But the ones of the clients that I have that are doing it, I have a brand new client. He's in Tennessee and he gets on Facebook every other day. We put some of his on the website as well. We have started a YouTube channel. He just will talk about every project that he's doing. He's on the website, he's on the work site, showing what's going on, very believable. And his business has just taken off. And he only started it, I think, early summer. It's amazing. Show a video for each of your services. So we're taking some of those videos and putting them in the services. And then, it could be in your welcome video or another one down below of why do you want to use us? So why should you use us rather than anyone else? Don't make them long. People don't have a lot of attention span, but people don't want to read why should you use us. You should put that on there too, because remember, Google can't. Google is a robot going through, and they're not going to be able to know what's on the video. So you also want to write this content down. Because if you think about it, we have two audiences here. One is Google. We need to get found on page one. So we need to do all the things correct, and that will be another webinar, but all the things correct to get that traffic, which you're only going to get when you're on page one. And then once you get them, that's half the problem, right? We've got the traffic, we're on page one. Now we want them to contact us. They want them to become a lead. That's what we're talking about today. Leverage social proof. So absolutely show your online reviews on your homepage. Get your basics in order. So we'll talk a lot about that too. Phone number in the right-hand corner. Ensure there's web forms. Make any credibility symbols. The Better Business Bureau, Angie's List that you have awards on, anything that would show that, any associations that you belong to, local or industry-wide, things that are going to make the customer feel that you're honest and authentic. That's what you want to show. Ensure you have clear calls to action, right? That speak to your customer's avatar and tell them exactly what they should do next, right? So like, okay, I'm looking at this website. It looks good. It looks like they've done a lot of really cool kitchen remodels. Okay, how do I get in touch with them? And all of a sudden they're searching. That's the last thing you want. You don't want to make it hard, right? Or do they do it in my area? It is amazing to me how many websites that I go to for general contractors, remodelers, and it doesn't even say where they do the business. So people are confused. You don't want to confuse them or Google. If Google's confused, you're not going to show up in that area. Don't confuse them. Actually, when you're doing your own website, go out and have somebody who isn't in your industry, right? Have someone, your mother, your brother, your sister, your friend, look at it and say, if you were going to this website, would you understand everything, what to do? Because sometimes when you're doing it, it seems very obvious. But when someone else gets on, they're like, well, I don't really know where to go next. I don't know this, I don't know that. So someone who really knows nothing about it, have them look at it, get their feedback. Use offers and coupons. I'm going to show you some examples of that. If there's someone on that wavering on the edge, which way do I go? That could push them over the edge. Make sure your website is mobile optimized. We're going to talk about how many people now search, well over 50% use mobile right now, and they want to be able to see everything, and then they want to click to call. They expect when they click that phone number, they're not going to have to write it down and put it somewhere else. They just want to click it and it's going to ring. Live chat. Now, one thing I always talk to my customers about, and we'll talk to this again, is don't use live chat if you can't answer it, right? And don't even use the AI automated bot unless you've trained it well. Because we all know there is nothing more frustrating than talking to a computer that you're getting nothing from and then saying, hold on, wait a minute, we'll get you a real person. And then they don't come for 5 minutes. Nothing worse than that. So it's a turnoff. So if you can't have someone answer it, don't use it. If you can, it's huge and it will help you, but make sure that you can. Start getting the option to book online. And I know a lot of contractors worry about this because they're like, oh, I'll just go there. It might not be worth it. But part of booking online is you could just set up a strategy call, right? Talk to them. I'm going to give you 20 minutes of my time, half hour of my time, talking about their project, what they're looking to get done. You get a real feel for the scope of the project and how serious they are before you maybe take a round trip hour trip out there to see and work up a whole estimate for them. So even doing that can be helpful on both sides, saving time and money. Speed on your site matters. Okay, so I know I'm talking about videos and pictures. We want to make sure they're optimized correctly because those are the two killers to slow down a website. Your website should load in a second. If it's over 3 seconds, you're not going to make it. So we could talk about those kinds of things at another webinar. Engage in texting, basically SMS, and phone marketing via marketing automation. Having a hard time with that one today. It really matters, and we're going to give you some examples on that. But we're going to come back to this list a few times, but these are the critical elements. Are there other things you can do? Of course, but really consider these. So let's talk about them individually. So out of those, though, think about it. I guess before we even leave that, let's go for a second. Let me go back a little. That one go away. I need to move that. And then go back to that. And here. So okay, but here a second. Okay, so think about it. I know what happened on your checklist and so forth, but maybe just think about it. Think if you had a few things, if you could pick out 3, right now. So I know one of the things that I do most when I go to webinars and things, I get all excited and, oh yeah, look at all these great things. I want to implement everyone. And excitement usually dies, they say, in 24 to 48 hours. So the best thing you could do, and this video and all of the content attached to it will be available on our YouTube channel. So you can always go back to it. Pick out 2 or 3. Say, I'm going to try those. And then if those work, it's like, wow, that worked. So go back, watch the video again in a couple of months, 3 months, 4 months, and pick out another couple and see where you can go from there. Okay. So how do we optimize for conversion? So let me show you some examples. So this is one South Shore renovation. Okay. So you're going to kind of see this over and over on all of them, right? As I said, we have a process, we have a formula, we have tested this. Does that mean it doesn't change? No, things change. Like we're finding lately frequently asked questions, schema, which again, you may or not know what that is. That's kind of behind the website. You wouldn't see it. It's in the background. Those 2 things amazingly have changed. So we have people that are actually getting their master's degrees in SEO and AI right now that are on our team. So yes, this always changes, but we keep changing. And when we do change something, we test it. We're like, okay, let's test it on 1 or 2 sites. Did we get good results? Yeah. 3 or 4 months later, we're getting good results. Boom, we're going to do it on everybody. Okay. That's where you're going to get our expertise to do that. But how does it look, right? We've got our logo, we've got home, about us, services. There's a separate service page for every single service. Because I want to rank for kitchen remodeling. I want to rank for bathroom remodeling. So every page is going to have a focus there. Then not only do I want to rank for that in the whole, in this particular case, this is it also has the URL. You can see South Shore Home Remodel. So it's in the South Shore of Boston. There's about 27, I think it's 27 cities right outside there that they want to rank in. So not only do we want to rank for kitchen remodel, but we want to rank for kitchen remodel in Avon. We want to rank for bathroom remodel in Bridgewater. So we have town pages, local pages for each. And then blogs. I'm going to show an example. I know lots of people don't think blogs work, but I'm going to show you an example in a few minutes to show you that really the results and blogs do work. People ask questions all the time, and they'll ask a simple question, and they might even just talk into their phone. We answer that question with our blog. That gets you to our website. Then we direct you from the website to the, let's say it was a blog on kitchen remodel. We direct them to the kitchen remodel page. And at that point, hope that we're going to convert them to call us. So that's the idea here. Other is all these call to actions. Here's a call. Here's a click phone number. Here's another click phone number. Get a free estimate, right? Our services, contact us today for a free quote. So we're mixing up the call to actions too. We have Facebook. We've got our YouTube channel. We've got our Google Business Profile. We could email us, right? All these different ways to contact us. And then as we move down, right? You're not losing this, okay, right? And as you'll see in our mobile, you don't lose it either. Here we have a form right there. They want to fill out, right? And then who are we? Right? We want to talk to our avatar. What do we do? And then there's links to each of those pages, right? And so here you'll see each one's a little different. Each website's unique. They all have the same characteristics, right? So here's all of the different topics. Why work with us? Okay, tell them why. Again, request a quote. We want to keep every once in a while in here, even though they're on the sides. Maybe people are blocking that out. We're going to have them here too. Why work with us? Here's our mission statement. Here's a YouTube video that shows what we do. Here's our testimonials, right? You can go through and see those. Here's our declaration of our policy. Our team can take care of all of your needs. And then blogs. Now, why is that important to have it on here? Because we're writing a blog. This one, they're doing so well, they backed off and they're doing a little less blogs. Some of our companies do 12 blogs a month. Some will do one every other month. They just switched back and they're going to do one a month again. But when we do these blogs, when you're always having new content on your homepage, Google really only indexes small websites, local websites, maybe every 3 weeks or so. So when they do that, if they don't see anything new, they'll simply go in quick and come back out. But in the first place they're coming in is your homepage. So you want to have new content on your homepage, and putting the blogs there always gives it that. So kind of a little trick you can do there. Okay, so let's go back. And oops, then I wanted to show you the results. So again, this one's about a little over 4 years, about 4 years old. It's getting about 456, that was last month, websites. It's getting 30 plus leads per month. They did over 1.2 million in revenue from our leads in the last 12 months. Okay, here's another one, Dogwood Remodel. Dogwood Remodel, right? You see a lot of the same characteristics, right? Here's our services, our service page, the blogs, the contact us, all the call to actions, right? You go, here's all the services, here's all the service pages, right? We don't even have all the towns here, but we're doing it by population and the average home price. Again, now here's what we do. There's a quick look at our services, so a little bit different. And before there were 3 across. Now we have them just down. So yes, there's a little uniqueness to each one, but the idea, the basic contents of each one are still there. Our mission, kept customer testimonials, why choose us, before and after pictures, recent blog posts, right? We have the process, we have the method down. And yes, it does change over time, but we just change with it. Okay, so that's key there. Let's go look at the results from that one. This one's about 18 months old, 101 website visits per month, 12 leads per month that they're getting from that. And this particular contractor, actually just missed a call from him. I've got to call him back. Probably just landed another big job. He won't really, I have average here, but I don't believe he'll take a job under 75,000. So he's already done 1.8 million in revenue in the last 12 months with us. This was another, this was South Shore Basements, I believe. They got, this is over a 3-month period. They got 167 leads. right? We had this many sessions and then organic sessions, users, and so forth. This is a very low bounce rate. This is the lower the bounce rate, the better. But when you're getting into the 30s, you're getting a very low bounce rate. That means, in other words, 63% almost are staying on the website and not leaving right away. So, and then they're going to about 1.8, about 1.8 pages. So they're not staying on one page. That's another good sign. And the key thing is the average conversion rate for most websites is about 5-6%. And these guys are 30%. Okay. Another one, South Shore Deck Builders. This is our oldest clients. I'm saying it's probably 6+ years. Deck Builder, he went from 1 crew to 7 crews in the first 3 or 4 years with us. 1 month, I think it was last April or May. This is in the South Shore of Boston area, so there is weather issues for deck builders, but you got over 100, 2 months in a row, we got over 100 leads in 1 month. Again, though, you're looking, right? You've got the services, it's a little different services because it's just for decks, and it's service areas. Again, all of the towns there in the South Shore. Quotes, right? You'll see everything's following. It's a little bit different. We have 3 across again here. What makes us different? Customer testimonials, the YouTube videos, the recent blogs. Okay. We also have some of the writer review from Wiki and things like that are up here. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. And Zappa Deck Builders is another one. I'm going to go to this one quickly just to kind of show you the same idea. That if you read the content within these, you will see they're all unique. We want to build and talk about the specific company and what makes them unique. So we have a long onboarding call with people and really find that out. So if you're doing it yourself, make sure you build that in. But the basic outlines, it's like the bones of a building that you're building, right? You're going to say, okay, I'm going to restructure. What are the bones? I got this. But then maybe somebody picks a different type of a sink, a different type of a faucet, right? But you know the basic things that have to be there to make it a good kitchen or a good bathroom, right? This is what we know to make Google find you, get you on page 1, number 1, and then get people to get here and say, yes, I'm going to call that now. So, right, services, service areas, phone calls, all the way down. So I won't spend much more time on that. And you have these in your workbook to look at. I'm not going to go in on this one, but again, this is another one, Grand Finish Remodeling. You can look at that one. But key things here, right? Here's the get a quote, reach out today, phone numbers, so forth. So this is some of the results from Google Search Console. So these are directly from Google. Google tracks these results. And this was the one I was telling you. A lot of times people say, hey, I don't think blogs are important. So let's look at this one. So we'd see from November to January, the huge movement that we're making here, right? And this is the clicks, right down in 90, almost up to over the whole period of time, which is 3 months, 347. But as you see, it's growing and growing. And so that in January, we're like over 130 clicks a month. And then what are they clicking on? What are the words, the keywords that they're clicking on? Well, the name of the company, South Shore Basement Finishing near me. And here's the key things that besides, and these will change. We had recently written a blog article about fieldstone basements, stone foundation basements, fieldstone basements, right? We got a lot of clicks for that. We get them there with these are just their general clicks, but we got them there with this blog, as you'll see here on the next page, right? Where did those clicks come from? There's the blog. Is it important to finish? Is it possible to finish a fieldstone basement? Creative ideas for partially finished basements. Okay, so these blog articles, right? That's a location page, so that got us some blogs too. That was our main page, and probably my guess would be the next one was just basement remodeling page. But these blog articles got people to our website. And remember, we're talking that they go to 1.78, so they may come here. So that's on average that people go to more than one page. And our goal is when they get to this blog page, we want to get them to go back to the basement refinishing page and then call us or fill out the form. And you see the calls went up as well as the clicks. Okay. So how can you get your website to convert like that, right? We want to look, you can use the This checklist that you can get on our website gives you everything. So it's talking about website conversion, optimization for search engine optimization, Google Maps. So you can look at all of these, and there's even more. This is just the first page. Right now, we're really talking about website optimization. We're going a little bit more into detail, but we will talk about in another webinar how to optimize your search engine, how to optimize your Google Maps, and other subjects as well. So one of the key things is, right, if you can see Joe Jones through Joe Jones's eyes, then you can sell what Joe Jones buys. What does that mean, right? You got to find out who is your customer. Really, a lot of people just go, yeah, I know that. You really look at it. Do it. Think about your customers. Talk to your customers. Maybe even do some research on it and find that out. So what we've done is kind of come up with our professionals. Your customers might be a little bit different. We have clients that have very small, under $1 million businesses that do a lot of small jobs. They'll do $10,000, $20,000 bathrooms. And then we have clients that only do 10 jobs a year, and their average job is $300,000 or $400,000. So this varies. We kind of put together a combination of them, but you'll see, well, basically, you're not going to be remodeling if you're not a homeowner. And we kind of find a breakdown of suburban and urban. We find they usually are long-term homeowners, although you do find somebody who just moved in, but they've usually already owned a home for a while. Or they are looking to sell their house, so then they might be long-term. All types of different ideas, families with children looking for functional upgrades and so forth. I'm not going to go through this list again. We can give it to you a lot. We find, household income, they're family oriented, they're quality driven, so forth. Common triggers, life events, pre-sale, renovations, post-sale, things like that. So that's part of the demographics. That usually comes pretty easy. But think about what are their frustrations and fears, right? Budget overruns. We've found records that say 35% exceed budgets. Delays, 58% find delays. And it's not always the contractor's fault. It could be materials, permit bottlenecks and stuff like that. They're worried about the reliability of the contractor. They're worried about defects, material flaws. They're worried about the stress. 85% say that they'd rather have their tooth pulled. Or 21% they say about 85% find it stressful. 21% would prefer having a tooth pulled over remodeling. Worried about being put out of their house, right? What are their fears? Being ripped off, paying too much, having their home damaged, budget overruns, right? All of these things. Their goals and desires, though. They want improved functionality, maybe multi-generational living, modernization, customization, energy, return on their investment. They're trying to upgrade their house to sell it for more. Maybe they just want respect and approval of their friends. Look how great my house looks now. Peace of mind. So think about these. This is some things to get you started, but think about that, because once you do that, you have to get your messaging for them. So if you're like, hey, they're all stressed out and they're worried about their money. Okay, let's use minimize stress, maximize value. What if they're just looking in to transform their life? Transform your space, their life. They're looking to be trusted by over 500 local families, right? On-time service. They're worried about their on-time. All of these trustworthy contractors, show that you're licensed, insured, Better Business Bureau accredited since some date. But all of these may work for your avatar. So you have to understand who your potential client is, your avatar, and then get your messaging right. So when you get that messaging right, they're going to trust you more, and they're going to now click and become a lead. Speak to this ideal client. So once you have that down, you're going to be saying, I'm going to speak to them by telling us the things that they're worried about. Are they worried we're experts? Are they worried that maybe we're going to mess things up? Well, don't worry. We're licensed and insured. Are they worried it's just going to be average? It's not going to be different. No, we're creative. And they're worried that they're only focusing on themselves. No, we're focusing on the customer. So think about what are the 4 or 5 things that your customer's most worried about, and then tell them why they should use you. Be real and authentic. So this one I know is a little bit outside. I'll start with one of the hardest things I have is my clients is convincing them. And I did with this one too. Convincing them to put their face on here. This is my son, and it's a seal coating business. And he was so reluctant. I finally actually had to go take the picture from our family albums and put it in. He's like, oh my God, it really did work. But it's not only just a picture, which is like, hey, there's a guy doing this. I couldn't get him a picture seal coating. That's the next one I want to change to. But That would be even better than his other job. But here he is, the guy behind Donovan Seal Coating, right? No, the guy behind Seal Coating, 15 years of experience, right? I started building my business when I was a teenager, hustling for college, right? This makes it real, believable, right? Humble beginnings, started as this major, yeah, you can read through this, but it's going to be like, okay, if you're deciding between company A and Donovan Seal Coating, like, oh, maybe I'll use Donovan Seal Coating. He seems to be a real human being. Here's another company. Just got off the phone with these guys this morning. CCH in Meridian. They put all of their people up here with little talks. And I know it's hard to see, but you can see Mike Hill's the owner. I was born and raised in Northern Meridian. This company's there back when I was a really, so it makes him seem like, oh, he lives here. He's born here. Really try to do that. This is Grand Finish Remodeling. Leverage video and media. They do a great job with this. They do great with their videos. They do great with showing before, after, and during pictures. We can go to their website and look at it. So social proof, right? You want to have your testimonials. You want to show videos of what your work is and before and after pictures. They are just so helpful. Get the fundamentals right? So we've kind of seen a bunch of examples, right? You've got your home, you got your about us, we've got all of our services. We're going to have our service areas listed, how to contact us, blogs, call to actions everywhere, and why hire us, right? So we've talked about those basics. You've seen a bunch of examples. Get those right. Make sure that they're there. Use special offers. This is another one from Elebear, and it will say here, I think actually up here, no, we'll see Elebear again because it does talk about their homepage and their how you get to their special discount here. But here, limited time only, 10% discount on any full house stucco repair. And we were really pushing this in the fall and winter because a lot of people think they can't stucco. So this is in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I believe it does get kind of cold there and they think things aren't good to do in the winter. So we wrote a bunch of blog articles on how if it's above 40, you can be stucco in your house too. So we kind of match those. Mobile friendly. So as I mentioned before with the call to actions, this is the Dogwood Remodeling one. As you scroll down, this never moves. So you're reading about the company, what services they have, where they're located, so forth. When you decide, that's right there. Call to action. You click it, phone rings. So that's key. And we already know how many people, there's so many people, billions of people using their mobile phones. 3 out of 5 search for local businesses that way. And Google reports 40% of mobile clients turn to the competitor site after a bad mobile experience. But the next slide will show you here. So again, call to action, right here, that goes down. But another key thing is maybe these guys are scrolling at 2 in the morning and they know you're not going to call. So when you have a form, see how big that form is compared to the button, right? People can type that in. You want to make sure it's big enough that they're like, oh, I can't fumble around, I can't move, I can't push the buttons. And so, right, and even these clicks are big, right? If you make the things too small, these buttons, these clicks, these links, people can't move around mobile. So that's very important. And consider live chat. Okay, only about 5 or 10 of the visitors that come to your website, on average, as we said, convert. So are going to call or make fill out a web form. And about 90% of the visitors are going to leave without calling. So we know they're in the market for your services. So possibly that live chat could convert a few more. But again, I have to say this caution. It can hurt you if you don't use it correctly. Okay, that's very important. That's circling that. And here's just an example of the live chat. And again, it has been, studies have shown that if you use the live chat correctly, you can increase your leads by an average of 35%. This is just an example of Elebear. Oh, here, it does say right here. Excuse me. I'll learn more about the stucco discount right there. Okay. So the key ideas, let's go over the key ideas again. Real, authentic images of you and your team. This is one of the biggest arguments or discussions, I should say, with my clients I have. I feel like it's me pulling teeth. And when they finally do, it makes such a difference. Same with videos. When they finally do, and the ones that are just naturally go at it, they're just going to be better. So you've got to be in the competition. You need to do these videos and you need to get images of yourself and your team. Make sure you're online, get as many online reviews. That's one thing we also help with reputation management. We've got a whole bunch of ways to get you, make it easier for you to get more reviews. But then once you have them, make sure you're displaying them. And then the basics, right? The phone number, the call to actions, the authority symbols, the forms, all of those have to be, clear. Update the call to actions. Make the buttons all a little different. You saw that ours were a little different. Pre-estimate. Even at ours, schedule an appointment. Are you ready to grow your business now? Right. So you can use AI for that to come up with ideas. Make the call to actions a little bit different as they go through. So you're going to have your standard ones on the side and above, but as they move through, and then maybe on your kitchen remodel page, instead of get a free estimate, find out what your new kitchen remodel might cost, right? Something just a little different. Leverage coupons and offers so they match the page that you're on, right? So I'm on the stucco page, right? That's where I'm going to mention my stucco discount. Add live chats again, if you can. Offer client options to book online, even if it's just to book online to talk to them. So if you have maybe someone just answering your phones that doesn't have the ability to actually evaluate the client and talk to them about what the cost might be, how serious they are, what the depth and scope of their project is, then have them book a time with you instead. So now they know I've got 10, 15, 20 minutes to talk to this contractor to see what they say. That really makes a difference. So we've been talking about this a lot. Think about it. Do you think your website is optimized for conversion? And if not, which of those? Again, pick 3 to implement. Even if you pick 1, I'd be happy with that, right? So that you're going to have a positive impact. If you just go I showed you an example of going from 5 to 15%. Oh, there's another one right here. Let's come back. Well, I guess we can write those here, but right. What if you did 1 of these and you went from 5 to 7%? It might be 1 more job a month. Then you do another one next month. Then you go another 2 or 3%. That's maybe 1 or 2 more jobs a month, right? Just by making these small tweaks on your website. You pick those up. What is the biggest marketing issue faced, right, by remodelers and contractors and deck builders? It's unconverted leads, right? We want to make sure every lead you generate is more valuable. Here's the problem. 50 to 60% of inbound leads leave unconverted, and 90% of web forms fail to convert. Why? It's been proven, leads that aren't followed up in 15 minutes go cold. The average customer needs to be touched 5 to 7 times before booking. And today's customers prefer to interact with text versus phone or email. So what's the answer? We need to leverage automation to follow up with your forms within the first 1 to 2 minutes of a phone call, email, or text. So immediately, we can set this up with automations. That form comes in, 2 emails go out. One to the client saying, we've received your request. We will get back to you and you can set this. So if the request comes in the middle of the night, we'll get back to you first thing in the morning. If it comes in during the day and you feel like you're the kind of company that can get back within an hour, we can write that. We will get back to you within an hour. So whatever you want to write on that. And then the text goes to you to tell you that this came in. So I now have to get back in touch with these people. If you miss a phone call, same thing. Same things would happen. A text comes in, right? Same things. We'll get back to you immediately and so forth. And then we can set up automation so that you touch them 5+ times. So it's like, I can't call them over and over every day. I hear this all the time from clients. It's like, well, okay, so we reached out once. You tried to call them once. Maybe the next 2 are automations. Hey, we've tried to reach out. When's a good time? Click here to book a time on my schedule, so forth. We reach out a couple times in automation. Then maybe the 4th automation is a reminder to you. Hey, we haven't heard back. We want to call them. So you can set the number of times that you'd want it to be reminder for you to do it personally, or we have an automation. And then sometimes that doesn't work at all after a while. And you could have the choice of saying, we'll just leave them, or we could also put them in a nurturing sequence where they just get a text mail or text or a email once a month talking about your latest blog or your latest project that you've done. So that can be worked in as well. So it's really simple math. Let's say that we use automation and it shows you that if there's no follow-up, your conversion is probably going to be about 20%. If you have automated follow-up, it would be about 50%. So both of the times you're getting 30 leads coming into your site. So you converted it well that 30 leads are coming in. But with no follow-up, you're only going to book 6 jobs. With the automated follow-up, we'll find that you usually would book about 15 jobs. If your average ticket is 25,000 a piece, that would be 150,000 when you don't have follow-up versus 375,000 if you do, right? An automated follow-up we can help you with really quickly get that set up. So you can do it on your own too, but you would have to have a service and set that up. And yeah, but it makes such a difference and it takes time off of you because a lot of these follow-ups are automated. You don't have to do them. So let's apply this to your business, okay? Is your website automated? Go through the checklist on that form that I've given you and check off. What are the things we're doing? What are the things we're not doing, right? And then once we go through there again, what are the things we're doing? What are the things we're not doing? Do we know how fast our website is? Are we engaging in SMM? Are we offering, is there any offers we can put out right now? Are we having our click to call everywhere, right? Pick these out. These 12 of them that we talked about, pick out at least 1 or 2, hopefully 3, but 1 or 2, and let's start on this, right? It's better to start with something than to not start at all. And that's what happens with a lot of us. We get overwhelmed and we don't start on anything. Okay. Then would you like some help? Right? You can put let's talk in the comments. Let's see if here in the comments right now. I don't have any chat. Just make sure I didn't miss anything in there. And let's see anything right now in that chat, but absolutely, if you have any questions, put them there. The other thing you can do is you can go to here, put it's schedule. You can go right to our website, Remodelers with an S, marketingcrew.com, or you could put schedule before it and schedule after it, and you'll get right there as well. And what will we do? So we will ask you a couple of questions when you schedule the meeting. Basically, what's the name of your company? Where are you located? If you have a website, what is it? If you have a Google business profile. So basically, kind of what are you doing for marketing right now? And then we will spend some time. We're going to analyze your online visibility. How are you being found right now? We're going to see what keywords that you are ranking for and tell you what those are. And we're going to also give you a list of what keywords we feel you should be ranking for. We're going to show a ranking report of where you rank along with your competitors, who the people that you should be looking at to beat, what you would need to do to beat them. We're going to look at what your online directory listings are and the consistency, because we find a lot of times people have changed addresses and phone numbers, and so it's confusing that you haven't checked all your online directories. We'll look at the reviews and your reputation, give you suggestions on how to improve that, your social presence, and then your website conversion effectiveness, and give you some hints on that. So basically, we look at what are you doing right, and what could you do better? And we give you suggestions. And then I have not had anyone, literally 100% of people that we've talked to after the hour say, not 100% become our clients. I won't say that, but 100% will say, I gained a lot of knowledge right now. And sometimes they're like, oh my God, my people are doing it really wrong, or I know I really need to do this. But you will walk away with knowledge, no matter what at that point. So if there's any other questions, I'm just going to check. I don't see any at this point. So I'm going to end right now. I will tell you, for one thing, everyone who has registered will get an email with a link to the recording for this and any of the workbook and so forth that we've used. And then we will also, if you stay on the email list, we will send you what we're going to do next, what our webinars are in the upcoming months, so you can always attend those. And if you're on the list, we'll usually send you recordings if you couldn't make it for some reason. Especially just register, and then that way we know that you'll get the recording, even if just for some reason you can't come. The other thing I suggest that you might do is follow us on social media. We give daily suggestions and tips. They're short, on there. And look at our blogs on our website. So these are all things that you can do on your own to help yourself. So all free. And I hope that you do call and give us a call. And I'd love to meet you. And I really thank you for your time. So thank you. And I hope to see you guys all soon again. Thanks.